doing morning yoga a while ago, and I did it here and there whenever I felt like it.
I never really know what's going on.
Good morning, guys. Hi guys, it's Leanne here, and today by the title you guys have seen that I am kind of just diving right into a new me. If you guys know I have been following me for a while, you guys would know that for about the last month or two, maybe 2 or 3 months, I'm not quite sure, it was right after my birthday, which is in August 26th. I found out that I was gluten and dairy intolerant, so I kind of just started my whole health journey, and that includes eating healthier, being active, and being more motivated and wanting to do things that are right for me and my body, and that includes, you know, laundry detergent, everything like that. So I've been just doing a lot of research recently, and I heard that lemon water, if I can find it, is good for you, good to have a cup every morning. So I've been trying to incorporate my lemon water into my mornings. Some mornings I don't. I've only done it once this week besides this one. And yes, obviously I always have to have my coffee. So now I'm just gonna speed up and do my 3 grateful. I'm gonna speed this up, but I'm gonna be doing my 3 gratefuls, and I'm going to be doing my diving like right into a new me and questionnaire. I'll have it on the screen for you guys so that you guys can do it with me, but I'm just going to put something on really quick as background noise and really just get started. I'm gonna be putting someone on that I'm not necessarily gonna watch, and yeah. So this is taking longer than expected. So what I'm gonna do is just work on it for a little bit longer before I have to eat breakfast. But yes, I'm on 15 right now, and I'm not gonna show you guys because it's a bit personal, obviously. So, or else I would love to show you guys. But yes, I'm going to turn off the camera and just kind of work on it more. And then if I get done before I have to leave for work, I will tell you guys how I feel and debrief from this questionnaire. Hi guys, so I'm back. I'm half ready. My face is washed. I brushed my teeth. My face is washed. I've brushed my teeth. And I have my jewelry on, so I just need to put a little mascara on. And I just finished making my lunch. I ended up not really liking the steak that I chose this week. So I had to make something else, negative to a positive, exactly what we're kind of just gliding right in, if you will. So instead of having the steak, I decided, even though it's not the healthiest choice and it's not gluten nor dairy free, I decided to go with the cream carbonara bulldog noodles with tomato soup, and then I put cheese, a little bit of heavy whipping cream, just because I bought heavy whipping cream and I'm like, none of us are really gonna use it, so I kind of have to use it. You guys look a little wonky. Okay. So yeah, I have that cooling down. I have everything all tidied, so I'm just going to do a bit of a debrief session with you guys. You guys have already seen said Pinterest questionnaire, and basically let's kind of just dive right into what this video really means for me, because this is a meaningful video, and I feel like my videos do have meaning, but like this one kind of like brings to life what you guys really haven't been seeing on camera and what I've not been hiding to myself, but what I've been working on behind the scenes. And for those of you who don't know, I've been doing a health journey for quite some time now. I think I have 1 or 2 videos talking about it. I'll have them up in the eye for you guys. But I found out at the beginning of September that I was gluten and dairy intolerant. And so basically that kind of started my health journey. I mean, back in March of 2024, so this year, I started using what was called the Copilot app at the time. Now they've changed the name to Train Well. And sorry, I am yawning. Every time I sit here, I feel like I yawn. Okay. But I started my health journey really by working out more, and I have been loving those workouts. And honestly, even though Train Well is one of those apps where it's a bit expensive, it's $129 flat, so it's a bit expensive, but for beginners like me who know nothing about working out, know nothing about going to the gym, you honestly can get those needs and wants taken care of. You also get nutritional facts, or they'll give you like food options. It just, like I said, there's so much more. I'll have the Train Well app linked down below for you guys. Not sponsored, but I started off with that, and then again back in September I found out that I was gluten and dairy intolerant. So that's when I really started my journey of like the food, like healthier food eating, and kind of like my health nut era, if you will. That's what I've been calling it. But I, for the past few months, have been really toning in on my healthier food eating, and this month I started the end of October, so like the last 2 days of October till about now, I ended up starting going on 20-minute walks, and let me tell you, those walks are extraordinary. That's those 20 minutes are the 20 minutes where I don't really have to think about anything. I don't have to do anything. I literally just put my headphones on and start freaking walking. If I had a walking pad, I would totally do that too, but I honestly like going outside for a little bit too, and just really toning into the nature and really just taking in the sights that I live near. And I think that's a beautiful thing that I do. And then on top of that, more recently, meaning I think this week, I started doing morning yoga. Now, I said in one of my other videos that I started doing morning yoga a while ago, and I did it here and there whenever I felt like it, but I was really doing bedtime yoga. And I will have a list of benefits screenshotted on the screen for you guys for morning and night yoga and what the benefits are, but I cannot tell you, the morning yoga kind of, it doesn't really wake me up. For some people it could wake people up, but for me personally, it just makes my day go a bit smoother. I find that after my yoga session in the morning, I find that I kind of like have nothing on my shoulders, no weight, no like, oh man, I have to do all of these things. Like, I feel so good, and I feel like I know I'm gonna get everything done. And that's what I freaking love about the morning yoga sessions. And for the night yoga sessions, I love doing the night yoga sessions because it honestly brings me back down from my productive day. So it does the opposite effect. It really unwinds me and makes me feel tired, calm, restored. And I have been talking about Sarah Beth Yoga for quite some time now. I'll have her link down below as well. And she is, I don't know what she puts in her videos. I swear on my life, any video that I do, I'm gonna have to switch to my phone in a minute or two. Any video that I do of hers, it's already calming, relaxing, but she has so many other ones like shoulder and back pain, or neck pain, or anxiety, depression. Like, the list goes on and on and on. And honestly, anything that you feel, you can honestly feel less of once you're done with these videos. And that's what I love about her videos. That's what I love about doing morning and bedtime yoga. And it kind of just, it puts me, I guess you can say, spiritually, it puts me in a place where I feel so freaking good anytime I do it. And honestly, now that I've done it for a while, it's kind of just a part of my routine. Everybody's different though, so it takes some people 16 days to, you know, put it into their routine, but other days it could take up, I think, to 60 to 90 days. So honestly, I think that being more intuitive with how I'm working out, even though these workouts don't really feel like workouts, like the 20-minute walk is me just listening to the Call Her Daddy podcast. So it's kind of like, in my head, think of it of like something you love to do. So like cleaning, for me personally, I love to clean. I love to do like kind of like cleaning tasks on my own time. So it's kind of like putting your headphones on and starting to clean your space up and reset. That's what it feels to me. And honestly, you can think of like your ways of exercising differently. Like, you don't have to be like, okay, well, it's just to work out. It's not just to work out. Walking to me feels like I'm like resetting myself. But when I'm doing meditation, so yoga, I feel like I'm, depending on what time of day I'm doing it, I feel like I'm either, you know, calming myself for the day that I'm about to have, or unwinding for the day. And my workouts that I do on the app, so on the Trainwell app, I feel like I'm doing it to lose weight and to work out. And so honestly, debriefing from like just the workouts, I feel that I've learned when you do multiple different types of workouts, so exercising, so like when it comes to walking, dancing, jogging, running, taking walks, I don't know if I just said that, but, or literally just going to the gym, whatever you do, have like the mindset of like what it pertains to you. So like, is dancing because you love to dance, or is dancing because you want to learn how to dance, or is running because you want to become a jogger, or you want to eventually do a 5K marathon, or, you know, kind of find ways to think of your exercises differently. So don't just put them in the category of working out, because I found that when I hated doing the workout, I wouldn't do it, and I honestly would half-ass it. But on a good or on a bad day, it's like I'm not half-assing my workout, but I'm just doing the bare minimum, you know what I'm saying? So find different ways of exercising and kind of try to incorporate it into your workouts. And that this is only personally for me and what I've done. But kind of moving on from the workouts, I kind of want to talk about my healthy eating habits. And honestly, again, before I found out that I was gluten and dairy intolerant, I would eat whatever the hell I wanted, and I would have no proportion size. I would not balance what I ate, and honestly, I would just eat because I wanted to eat. It's not that I was hungry. I found that when I started eating and honestly meal prepping my meals, I found that, sorry guys, my camera died, so I had to switch to my phone. But I feel like when I started eating with intent and going, or at least trying to be more gluten and dairy free because of my body, I found that when I started eating that way, I found that I was more full in between my meals, and that kind of like leads right into less snacking. But I found I also had the need to eat all 3 meals, because most of the time back when I worked at Publix, I would skip either breakfast or lunch, and I would only eat essentially 2 meals a day. But now I feel I have to eat those 3 meals, and then I would snack like once in between breakfast and lunch, and then sometimes I'll snack in between lunch and dinner. Other times I eat a dessert instead. It kind of just depends. But balancing your meals, so honestly, I'll have a picture of the way you're really supposed to be eating your meals and the portion size on the screen for you guys. But I found for me personally, because my mom isn't gluten and dairy free, so I try to incorporate meals that are good for me, but I also try to incorporate meals that I know she's gonna want to eat, or at least know she's gonna be willing to try. So what I do is some days that it doesn't incorporate, like that meal doesn't incorporate a veggie, I'll try like maybe a side salad, or I'll try adding a veggie to it. Other days I don't. It kind of just depends. But I found that balancing my meals doesn't always mean that you have to eat, you know, a veggie and a fruit with each meal. Just be more intuitive and thoughtful of what you've ate prior to that meal. So for instance, yesterday which yesterday was Thursday, I had my meal prepped breakfast, but when right before I had walked into Walmart, I felt kind of like tired and honestly kind of moody, and I was kind of feeling like I needed a rest and a break. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get the Taco Bell. I'm going to eat the Taco Bell, and then I'm gonna rest for a little bit, and then if I have enough energy without overexerting myself, I will choose to make the podcast, which I did. And because the Taco Bell had gluten and dairy in it, it kind of bloated me out. So instead of having a third fulfilling entire meal, sorry, my hand is itchy because of these charms. I may have to change it. But instead of having the full meal, like full three-course meal, not three-course meal, but full meal, I decided to have 2 pickle spears. We have chips from the podcast that I made yesterday, so I had a small little portion size, probably like that many in chips, not that much, with a little hot sauce to kind of spice up my meal. And then to spice up my meal, and then I decided to add 2 apples or cinnamon applesauce pouches. I ate the whole thing. I felt good. I didn't feel like I overate, but I didn't feel like I was still hungry. I had just enough. And honestly, that's what I love, because I went from eating because I felt like I was hungry to intuitive eating, so eating until I was satisfied. And that's a proud moment personally for me, because for some people it's easy, but for other people who struggle with overeating, they may not know mentally, like their mind may not give them signs. So the fact that I knew my signs in my body was just kind of amazing, and I felt the need to share that experience, because there are some people in this world who either struggle with overeating or undereating, and it kind of leads them into hard times, and I get it. So eating with intent is very nice, and being balanced with your meals gives you not only like a healthier mindset, but it makes you satisfied, and you know what to eat, and you know when to eat them. And honestly, within that time period of just going healthier eating, and I'm not saying that you have to choose a salad every time. What I'm saying is just be balanced. So if you want that Taco Bell, and know that, know your limit, and if you're gluten and dairy free, you may want to make a little girl dinner plate, you know what I'm saying? So kind of just be balanced and know your body. And it did take me about 2 to 3 months to figure out those signs, and this was my first time actually feeling the signs before I ate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I finally received signs from my body and understood them. So I think eating with intent is and when I say eating with intent, I really mean eating with balance is something strong, and it takes time to understand that. But kind of jumping right out of the healthier eating straight into the questionnaire. I love that questionnaire. Some of those questions were a bit repeating, like they repeated themselves a little bit, but I feel like they were asking different things with those repeating questions. So it's like, even though like you've kind of already answered it, you didn't fully answer it, because it's asking you something just a bit different. And after I had ended the clip with you guys, I had stood over here, so over where my like kitchen counter is, and I literally finished the 17 questions, I think, or something to that effect. I don't even know how many questions I had left, but I finished the entire questionnaire, and I had ate breakfast in between and finished my lemon water and the whole 9 yards. But after I finished that questionnaire, I felt like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. Even though like I've been feeling so much healthier minded, I felt like those questions on the questionnaire opened up a new path and made me realize that I do have some things that I need to work on, and that I am ready to open up essentially that can of worms. And sorry, I'm gonna have to take this charm bracelet off. It's making me just a bit itchy for some odd reason right now. But I think that the questionnaire gave me a new light to look at and a new path to open up to and receive, maybe not the answers that I want to receive, but receive answers regardless, and to complete the healthier minded aspect of this like healthier minded lifestyle that I want to open up and be in my life. I think I'm at the point where I'm ready to be who Leanne really is, and I think that when I truly came to the realization that the Leanne who I was may have been a part of me, but I'm ready to bring the negatives to positives and not always be so negative minded. Even though I feel like positive half the times on here, I think off camera I was way more negative than you could think. And I think that every little encounter and situation that happened in my life and those points, I felt like I was always losing, and I felt like I never had achieved anything or won or just had those small little victories. But now I feel like, now that I'm opening up this can of worms, I think that the deciding factor is really to let go of certain situations that have happened and to really let myself be healthier minded into being able to achieve the goals that I want to achieve. But with all that being said and all of that debriefing, later tonight I'm going to show you guys me reading for my 10 minutes. And this is the book that I'm reading. I read the first book to this little series and I literally cried at the end. So I'm going to be reading. It is a romance book. I don't really tend to go for romance. I'm more of a thriller type of gal myself. But I'm going to be reading for 10 minutes later today after I get home from work and after I'm ready to unwind. And I may show you guys my bedtime yoga, we'll see. But I'm thinking tonight of doing the 10-minute Shavasana. We'll decide on that later. But I feel like I've talked my ear out and I'm kind of ready to shut up for a little bit. But yeah,